Hello, everyone, and welcome. I hope you're having a very cozy holiday time. In spirit of the festivities, today I wanted to talk about the history of Christmas cards. Whether you've been given one by a business or sent one by family, or maybe you take one every year with your family, you've probably come across a Christmas card at some point. Nowadays, I feel like Christmas cards have really lost their magic. Instead of being a way to spread some holiday cheer, they've become sort of a calling card for humble bragging. But this wasn't how they always were. The first recording of a Christmas card was in 1611, when King James of England was gifted a large ornamental manuscript. Its size was 84 centimeters by 60 centimeters, or 33 by 24, which is a pretty big size poster. They even said that it had folds in it, so they think it was folded up to meant to be carried around, which I thought was pretty interesting considering whenever I got Christmas cards, we just folded them and slipped them on our window blinds. The card contained a Christmas and New Year message as well as 4 poems and a song, a bit more extravagant than what we see today. Christmas cards as we know them today wouldn't appear until 1843. The post office in the UK was booming thanks to the addition of the penny post, and everyone was sending letters during the holiday season, although this proved to be a wee bit of a problem for Sir Henry Cole, who was a senior civil servant during the time. You see, Sir Henry Cole had too many friends and was bombarded by all of this mail coming in, and during the Victorian times, it was considered very rude not to respond to your mail. And so Henry really needed a quick and easy way to respond to all of his friends, and so he went to his artist friend, J.C. Horsley, and asked him to design this little thing he had cooking in his noggin, and the image was printed on a 5/1/8 by 3/1/4 piece of cardboard. Each salutation was left blank, allowing him to personalize his response, which included a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. And thus the first Christmas card as we know them became a thing. Over time, printing methods improved and Christmas cards were starting to rise in popularity. It was easier to produce a larger number of cards, with the cost to post a card dropping to half a penny in 1870. More people were able to participate in the tradition. Some popular designs at the time were nativity scenes and robins in the snow. Christmas cards wouldn't start to make their appearance in the States until the late 1840s. During this time, they were expensive to have made and most people couldn't afford them. Then in 1875, a Prussian printer named Louis Prong would use his experience working on cards in the UK to start to mass-produce cards, making them more affordable in the States. His card designs featured nature scenes as opposed to the nativity scenes that were popular on cards in the UK. In 1891, the first personalized Christmas card was designed by Annie Oakley, a sharpshooter for the Buffalo Bill Wild West show. They were on tour in Scotland during Christmas, and she had her photo taken and worked with a local printer in order to have cards made to send to her family back in the States. During the 1890s, Americans would start to lose interest in sending Christmas cards. There was a trend that was coming up during this time where instead it was just cheaper to send these little knickknacks. In the early 1900s, photography started to grow in popularity and would give new life to the tradition. While photography had been around for a while at this point, older cameras were extremely expensive and bulky, and they also required toxic chemicals in order to develop the film. But in 1901, Kodak would release the first mass-market camera called the Brownie, and Christmas cards would become the perfect way to slip in a little family photo and send it to family. It was also during this time that printing techniques would improve. In 1912, a new technique called offset printing started to take off. This involves printers using rubber rollers on the presses, which results in a sharper, more saturated design. In 1915, a small postcard company was founded by Joyce Hall. He would later be joined by his brothers Rolly and William, and this company would later change its name to Hallmark. They would be the ones to create these 6x4 folded cards that we put in envelopes as we know today. In the 1960s, Personalized Christmas cards would become the norm thanks to printing techniques allowing customers to add their own names and greetings. Color photography would also be more commercially available, allowing customers to include a family photo with their card. Customization is the name of the game for Christmas cards today. Holiday sessions have become their own little market within the photography industry. The changes in what printing can accomplish has allowed so much customization for cards down to the type of paper and the letter foiling. Well, that is all the time that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new. If you would like to see more, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, all that good YouTube jazz. I hope you have a wonderful, cozy holiday season, and until next time, bye.